Hey guys, I want to go over something where a lot of people who don't really know SQL, who are managers in the business, may have a question about. They don't know SQL, but they know enough to know that something about this report just isn't right. Maybe you see that there's a loan in your portfolio, that you should see there. You know it exists. You just don't know why it's not on this report. So I want to show you how to find that out, maybe find some clues about that. Typically, in a big business, huge company, you have a reporting team, and you may have to put in a ticket, ask them about that, when they're busy. It might take a while. So here's one way where you might be able to see it yourself. It depends on the report. You may not be able to see this, but here's one method that if it works for you, you can see it. So let's say I'm looking at this report, daily eligibility review. We have some fake data here, and we know that there's a loan here. There's a loan maybe that your team has and you know it should exist, but you've tried finding it, not showing up. And you've also tried, every which way you can to try and find this loan. So this is the part where, you might get frustrated and you're like, this report doesn't even work right. So one thing that you can do is you can click anywhere on the report, anywhere in the cells that are active. Out here, it's not going to work, right? So you got to click on one of the cells here, go to data, and you can go to properties or queries and connections. For this report, I'm going to show you through this route, queries and connections. You have a query pop up over here. You double click on that, and that's going to open up another page here. And from here, you should be able to see the data pop up and also this sidebar here and source right here. So this is what I want you to notice. If you double click on source, it's going to open up yet another page. And I promise we're getting to the good part here. So here's where you can see the report, the logic, the SQL Server logic here. And now maybe you don't know, a lot about SQL, but you know enough to start poking around, right? It's a small report just for teaching purposes, but you see here, what the logic's doing. You can see DTI less than equal to 40. You see loan amount is greater than 5,000. And loan status group is set to active dash current. So let's say you know for sure this loan, when you pull it up on your UI, whatever tool you're using to work accounts, you see that it has $5,000 loan amount. Well, if you can see here, it says greater than 5,000. So there's a problem with this report, right? If it's trying to pull in greater than or equal to 5,000, that's not set up right. So from here, you should be able to see, hey, this line doesn't look right. And maybe you can take that opportunity to tell that to the reporting team, so they can investigate it. And you might be helped out quicker if you're able to pinpoint maybe what's wrong about a report instead of being another user who's like, another manager who's like, hey, can you figure it out? I don't know what's going on. If you're somebody who can look at the code and say, hey, I think it's this line right here. I think you're excluding loans with $5,000 amounts because you have this greater than or equal sign here not working. So on my side, because because I have this report, I can edit it, and that's going to change once I change the query code and close out. It's going to update here. You can see it working off to the right. I can take that loan key that I had originally, and once this is done, I should, in theory, be able to finally see that loan key because now I'm including records where the loan amount is equal to 5,000, not just greater than 5,000. And let me just pull up here. You guys see that, right? So if you have a loan amount that's 5,001, that's going to pull into this report because that is greater than $5,000, right? But if you have a loan amount that's $5,000, that is not greater than 5,000, right? Because what is greater than 5,000 is just 5,001. So basically, this report is limiting anything that's 5,000 because 5,000 is not greater than 5,000, in other words. If you do 5,000 is greater than or equal to 5,000, that is true, right? So now we fixed the report. It's done loading. Let's go in and see if we can find this loan key. And sure enough, now it's here, right? So just a quick tip on how to investigate a report yourself. Not all reports are going to be that simple, but this at least gives you a small clue. And with AI now, you can probably go in and with the right permissions, right? Don't get me in trouble here. With the right protocols, whatever you have, or if you just know SQL yourself, you can start to pinpoint what's wrong with it. So thanks, guys.